Good evening and welcome to the 7 o'clock news. My name is Aiden. This just in. We interrupt your regularly scheduled program of the 7 o'clock news to bring you a public service announcement. We now go to our reporter on the ground, Sean. Come in, Sean.
Right. Thanks, Aiden. There are a large amount of people in America who think that only Muslim people are terrorists. In fact, a recent poll by YouGov shows that about 55% of Americans believe that Muslims are associated with terror in one way or another. So, who are terrorists? Terrorist, by definition, is someone who uses violence against innocent people for ideological reasons. Ideological reasons could be that they don't like that certain race, or it's just part of their identity. Now, over the past years, we've accumulated a multitude of examples that show that this stereotype is in fact influenced the minds of many Americans. Dylan Roof was a crazed, deranged teenager from South Carolina who strongly believed in the Confederacy and all of its ideals. All of his social media pages were covered in photos of him supporting violence against African American people. In 2015, he went to a predominantly black church and opened fire on the occupants. He killed 9 people during the event. Even though he killed people because of his ideological beliefs, he was called everything but a terrorist. An article from USA Today states this: 9 dead in shooting at black church in Charlestown, South Carolina. A second example of how the American media thinks that only Muslims are terrorists is Rizwan Farouk and Tashfeen Malik, who were a couple who lived in San Bernardino, California, and brutally took the lives of 14 innocent people in Woodin 22. In an intense shootout with local police and the FBI, both Rizwan and Tashfeen were killed. The next day, the papers all stated similar things to the LA Times. Everything we know about the San Bernardino terror attacks so far. Another example that shows that Americans think that only Muslims are terrorists is Robert Bauer. He is a white supremacist who hated Jews with all of his heart. Like all of it. He went to the Tree of Life synagogue one day and opened fire on the churchgoers. He killed 11 people. When he was arrested by the SWAT team, he stated that they, the Jewish people, are committing genocide against his people. According to him, that means white men. An article from the USA Today states that the suspect in the Pittsburgh synagogue shooting pleads not guilty. In no way, shape, or form was this white Christian man called a terrorist by the media. Unlike in the case of Rizwan Farouk and Tashfeen Malik, as they were called terrorists, undoubtedly because they were Muslims. Aiden, back to you in the studio.
A brief recap of this extraordinarily important public service announcement. A terrorist is a person who acts in violence for ideological reasons, and terrorist is now a loaded term that strictly defines a Muslim and not anyone else who acts in violence against innocent people. So, the next time you see a report of a mass shooting and it is a white man, call him a terrorist if he acted out of hatred towards a group of people. And now for the weather. It is cold outside.
Dylan Roof was a crazed, oh my gosh. Stupid Dylan. This annoying kid is messing up their entire video.
Hey, they have the same refrigerator that I have. In Idaho, it is 76 degrees. Ow! That really hurt. This chair doesn't lean back.
Okay, recording, next tomorrow.